Dear Chairman, dear ministers, respected ladies and gentlemen, let me greet the organizers and participants of the 4th Moscow Conference on the International Security. First of all, I'd like to emphasize my sincere gratitude to Minister of Defense of the Russian Federation for inviting the Mongolian delegation and for successful conducting this conference. Mongolia, since 20th up to 90th of this last century, was providing its security in the united system of the defense of the countries, of the socialist countries headed by the Soviet Union on the basis of the treaty as of 1936 between the Soviet Union and Mongolian People's Republic, and our joint efforts and joint participation in the battles of 1939 at Helhingol and the War of Liberation, the Second World War, 1945, and northeastern part of China. Mongolia helped to make its contribution in the victory of the World War II. Since 1990s, when our great neighbors, Russian Federation and Chinese People's Republic, started conducting friendly relationships with priorities of their foreign policy, the foreign policy of Mongolia was the development of friendly relations with both of our neighboring countries. The concept of foreign policy of Mongolia underlines the importance of the development of balanced, friendly relationships with these countries. Ladies and gentlemen, a few words about the efforts of Mongolia for providing the security in our region, part of which is Mongolia itself. In the security of Northwestern Asia, the decisive influence is being given by social economics and military and strategic situation in the regions of Western Siberia and Far East Russia, northeastern parts and provinces of China, Japan, South Korea, and Korean People's Democratic Republic. There are very important factors which influence the security at this part of the world. The regions have different social structures, differences in religious, cultural, and social approaches, and we have territorial disputes, and it is important to keep reasonable political approaches to solving these problems and issues. Northwestern part of Asia is the only region in Asia where we have foreign military bases deployed. The issues of security in this region is really are regulated by bilateral relationships. If the security and stability of Northeastern Asia in the old international system of Asia-Pacific security was provided by military balance, in a contemporary condition, they are based on principles of mutual trust between the countries of the region. Mongolia is a fully fledged member of international community, develops their relationships with highly developed countries from west and east, paying great deal of attention to the close cooperation with all the countries of the region. Mongolia, as an observer of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, is bringing its contribution to strengthening the security of the region and strives to improve its participants in mutual profitable economical cooperation in the framework of this organization. Adopted in 2012 by the United Nations Organization, the Initiative of Mongolia about its non-nuclear status had become a huge impulse for strengthening trust and establishing security in the region. Mongolia is thankful to the fact that this our initiative has became spreading in the countries of Central Asia. In 2013, the president of Mongolia, Tserendash, has raised the initiative to conduct Ulaanbaatar dialogue on the issues of Northwestern Asia. Mongolia has friendly relations with all the countries of the Northwestern Asia and is going to make its contribution to in solving the relevant issues of the region's security. Ulaanbaatar dialogue is not a one-time event. It will become a mechanism of the bilateral and multilateral discussions. Mongolia has initiated bilateral meetings between representatives of Japan and Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Mongolia is acting as one of those countries who fulfill their obligations, actively participating in international peacemaking activity, and it increases the authority of Mongolia and its military forces, armed forces. Mongolia is successfully developing military cooperation between the countries in the region. We annually conduct joint peacemaking exercises, in particular with the Russian Federation and Chinese People's Republic. Mongolia is sure that the issues of safety in the region will be solved with obligatory participants of all the countries through negotiations and joint discussions. I wish you successes in the work of the 4th International Conference on International Security. Thank you for your attention.